Hi, welcome to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to show you how to bypass optical lines on a Saab amplifier and the Saab radio system, Saab 93. For this one is Saab 93 2005. The radio system, besides the conventional wires, they have two optical lines, and I'm gonna show you how to bypass them. First, I'm gonna give you a short description of the amplifier itself. The amplifier amplifies two speakers, one on each door, left and right door. So left driver side and left passenger side, there's a speaker in each door, look like this one. It's 2 ohm speaker on each side, and of course they have negative and positive connection over here, but it comes with a connector like this. It's connected inside the door. So this is a bass speaker. So basically this is a bass amplifier which amplifies two bass speakers. So the problem with these amplifiers is the location. Why the problem is the location? Because the amplifier is located under the driver's seat and is fitted on the floor, which has contact directly to the carpet. So the amplifier is fitted like this. We are under the driver's seat, is fitted like this, and there's a Torx 25 Torx that holds the amplifier in place. So it holds it with only one screw over here. So what happens with this amplifier is when it gets wet, for different reasons, it could get wet because of the snow melting, or it could get wet because when you wash the carpet or you pressure wash the carpet, so the water will end up inside the amplifier. And you know what? Electricity and water, they never work well together. So what's gonna happen if you had very little of water inside? At first it could dry out and nothing will happen, but the more and more water gets inside, and then the corrosion will start to settle inside the amplifier. And at the end, the amplifier is gonna create a short inside, or open circuit or short circuit. At the end, the amplifier is gonna start to cause some trouble. The symptoms of the trouble that the amplifier is causing is that you're gonna start, in some cases, having a battery drain. So basically the amplifier is shorted inside. You have the positive live and negative going through the amplifier, is causing short, and the short could be resistance kind of short, and the amplifier is gonna start to drain your battery. So after a couple of days, and you go to start your car and you find out that your battery is dead. But if you notice that your radio went black all of a sudden, and your radio stopped working, and you don't see anything on the screen when you press the power button on the radio, and you don't see anything, so it means it's too late. Now your amplifier is completely broken. Actually, there's nothing you can do to fix your amplifier. If the corrosion is too bad inside the amplifier, sometimes it's visible, corrosion is visible over here. This is a very good one actually. So if you see a lot of corrosion over here, corrosion on the top, on the side, or if you see visual corrosion on the amplifier, it's a bad news, because your amplifier, if it's not broken, it's one day is gonna stop working. The best thing you can do is to keep your carpet dry. So when you keep your carpet dry, it means you're not gonna have problem for a long time. So this amplifier came on a Saab 93 between 2003 and 2006. So what happens if your amplifier stops working? Okay, basically you have to remove it. As I told you, there's one screw over here. You have to remove the two bolts that holds the seats and lift the seat up and put something on the seat. Meanwhile, you're gonna remove the amplifier, remove the screw over here and unplug your amplifier. And for example, you remove the old one which is all rusted or stopped working, and you put the new one in. You put back the plug in and you put back the screw and you put back the seat back its place. So now the other option is we're gonna bypass the amplifier. But the downside to bypassing the amplifier is that we're gonna lose the two speakers which are on the doors, like the bass speakers which are on the door, and the speakers which are on the door, they're gonna stop working. But the good side is your radio is gonna start working again. So to do the bypass, you need an inline connector for optics. This is actually, it came from a Saab scrap car, so you can find it on a Saab car 93. On the left hand side, besides where the hood handle is, behind there's a cover. You remove that, you can find one of these over there, or sometimes you can find it in the rear left side when you open the trunk, on the rear left where the fuse box is. And if you look at closely, you can find one of these on some of the cars. I'm gonna remove the small socket, which is the optical socket. So I'm gonna push over here and gonna remove the optical socket. So there's over here there's a locking plastic. We're gonna remove the locking plastic piece over here. We're gonna push it out. As you see, there's the locking piece. It came out. This is the locking piece, so I took it out. So now we're gonna remove only one of the optical line, the return one actually. So this is the one going in and the one coming back. So we're gonna remove this one. So to remove this one, we have to pry the plastic over here and push the optic line out. So right now we're gonna make a U-turn. So we're gonna use this one for the U-turn. Actually it was the opposite way, so it went in, so it clicked in. So once it's clicked in, it cannot come out. So what we're gonna do on the other side is we're gonna put it in facing the other optical line. So we're gonna put it in this way and gonna push it in. And when you push it in, it's gonna click, it's gonna lock. You see, it went in, it locked, and I'm pushing it backwards, it's not coming out anymore, so it locked in place. And this connection, it has a locking plate over here, so I'm gonna just push it down. It clicked, so it locked. So what we did now is we bypassed the optical line. So now you go back on the car, you open the ignition, you press the on button, and you're gonna see that your radio starts to work again. The way, if you notice a drain, there's another tip I can give it. I can give it to you, is like to remove the fuse for the amplifier, which is under the hood. There's a fuse box under the hood, and you can remove that if you just want to stop the drain, but that's not gonna fix your radio problem. So if this video was helpful, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.